Hey there! If you're viewing this video, it's probably because you have just subscribed to one of my live trading chat rooms. Although I am hosting this video in the public section of my YouTube, because even if you're not part of my subscription program, you most likely are following someone's program, someone's service or someone's training. And this will apply equally to you as well as to them, the providers of that service. In the world of the stock market, it is, of course, a highly regulated industry, and it is the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, that primarily regulate quite tightly, I might add, what can and what can't happen in the world of investing. And so I'm going to go through and lay out for you what you can and can't expect from anyone's service, not just mine. So I affectionately call this our disclaimers, our disclosures, and our disavowments. And it's important to understand what your expectations should be. So every day, every morning in my live chat room, I go through this disclosure, and I think it's worthwhile doing it again here. Trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for all investors. No one over the internet, I believe, has the ability to define suitability for you and fiduciary responsibility for licensed financial advisors. That's a big deal. There's nothing wrong with taking risk. The question is, did you vet that person? Did you interview that person and understand that they were ready, willing, and able to take on that risk and understand that risk? You're not going to get that over the internet. So trading does involve risk. It's not suitable for all investors. You need to figure out what is suitable for you. We cannot and will not guarantee that you will not lose money or that you will make money from the information found on this presentation, any affiliated products or services. Guys, if anybody guarantees you profits, if anybody guarantees you results, if anybody guarantees you success, they are simply overstepping their bounds, because there is no ability to do that. You would have to have a crystal ball to see the future of the stock market, and none of us have that. Okay. Past results do not guarantee future results, and just because you hit it out of the park yesterday doesn't mean it's going to happen today. You can lose money trading options, and the loss can be substantial. We trade defined risk trades, generally speaking, and they, right up front, we know what the risk is. It can still be substantial. Losing trades can occur, have occurred in the past, and will occur in the future. If anybody tells you they have a system, a strategy, an approach that is going to guarantee you that you'll never lose again on a trade, guys, walk away quickly from that. Don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. That's going to be really critical here in just a second. We'll get into that. Only risk capital should be invested, since it's possible to lose all of your principal. Use of this website and affiliated product services at your own risk. Guys, no one, I don't know where your money came from. Mine came from a lot of hard work. Maybe you were born with a silver spoon and you just got a bunch of money that you don't care about. But most of us worked very hard for our money. If you don't know the risk of a trade, don't trade it. Okay? You should read the characteristics and risks of standardized options to further understand understand the risks of trading options. That's a good booklet that every brokerage firm, every licensed financial advisor should give their clients before they ever trade. Second section, very important. We're not licensed financial planners, financial advisors, stockbrokers, investment brokers, or investment advisors. There are licenses that are required. Now, back in the day when I started as a stockbroker back in 1987, I had all those licenses. But that's been a long, long time ago. We are not legally licensed to give investment advice. I say that every day, and every day in our chat room somebody says, "What do you think I should do here?" And that's investment advice. Can't give that to you, okay? Before making any trades, check with a licensed financial planner, investment advisor, tax advisor, or someone else that controls your finances to make sure that option trading is right for you. They have a fiduciary responsibility, okay? Information provided in this presentation should not be construed as investment advice. We're not telling you what to do. All information presented in this presentation is the opinion of me, the author, and is not a solicitation to go do anything with any type of security. Okay. I think that most of that is reflected in the U.S. government required disclaimer, but I think their disclaimer basically lays it out with commodities, futures, trading, commission, forex, futures, options. They say right here, trading has large potential rewards, but it also has large potential risk. You must be aware of the risk. We're going to get into that again. You must be aware of the risks. Risk is not bad. Not knowing what the risk is bad, okay? And be willing to accept them in order to invest in the futures and options market. Don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. We've talked about that. The presentation is neither a solicitation nor an offer to buy or sell futures or options. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits. Can't guarantee profits or losses similar to those discussed in the presentation. It's very easy sometimes to say, look, I just turned 10,000 into 20,000. I just made 10,000 overnight. Just made 10,000 a day. Very easy to do a couple things. A, extrapolate that out into the future. Oh, I'm going to make 10,000 a day every day. And B, assume that you're never going to have a loss, that you're going to be able to replicate that. That's not true. No representation is being made to have profits. Past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Just because somebody knocked it out of the park last week, last month, or even last year doesn't necessarily mean that that strategy or approach is going to work today, okay? So that's kind of what the disclosures are talking about. Now, more to define this. Position sizing. One of the things that we say is that position sizing is incredibly important. Position sizing is just simply how much money you put into a trade, and it's important for two reasons. Number one, if you have $10,000 in your account and you trade 300 or 400 of it or 500 of it and you lose half of it, that's a bad day. That is a bad day, but it's something that you can shake off, right? It was a very expensive night out on the town, is what you basically lost. If you put 10,000 into all of your 10,000 into one trade, and you lose all of that, that can be beyond a bad day. That can be devastating. And so, position sizing is the key. No one can tell you how to position size your account but yourself. Okay. So make sure that you are properly position sized. And we put it this way: there's a lot of math behind how to look at how much your risk tolerance is and how much money you have in your account to trade, and there's math in terms of figuring out what percentage of that money you should put in any one position. I just like to look at it this way: if one trade makes or breaks you, then you've broken the rule of position sizing and you've gone against what we preach. One trade should be able to lose you money and say, that wasn't a good thing, but it's not a big deal. Conversely, one trade should never get you rich. If one trade can get you rich, then that means you were probably over position sized and you were just fortunate that the trade worked out instead of going against you. Okay. Last but not least is, if you don't understand a trade, don't trade it. I love dirt bikes. I have grown up on dirt bikes. It's my passion in life. And my dad, when I was a little kid, got my first dirt bike. He said, listen, here's the rule. If you can't kickstart your own bike, if you can't pick up your own bike and kickstart your own bike, you don't ride. And we say that in our trading room every day. If you can't kickstart your own bike, you don't ride. If you don't understand a trade, don't do the trade. I see people posting stuff online all the time. Hey, I'm in XYZ trade. Does anybody know what the max risk loss in this trade is? I'm like, you should know that. You should know that before you ever get into a trade. So if you don't understand the trade, guys, don't get into it. Once again, just a review here. There are no guarantees of profits. We simply cannot guarantee you a profit. If you see anybody online that says, let me show you how to make $1 million, let me show you how to get rich, let me show you a guaranteed system, that G word, that guaranteed word, guys, that is a no-no. No one has the ability to guarantee you profits. We can look at a trade and we can predefine what the profit potential is. We can define the profit potential and the risk of the trade, but as far as a guarantee of results, can't do it. Okay. No personalized investment advice. Scott, I have X amount of dollars in ABC stock. What should I do? Can't tell you, guys. I don't know. I am not legally licensed to give investment advice. Okay. Earnings claims. Get this all the time. If I wanted to make $1,000 a week in extra income trading the stock market, how much money would I need to have? I don't know. I cannot tell you that because that would fall under an earnings claim. And you see that, I see that all the time on the internet. Let me show you how to make an extra $500 a week. Let me show you how to make an extra $100 a week. Let me show you how to make an extra $10,000 a month. Whatever the number is, guys, those are earnings claims. And it goes beyond that. I could verify to you that I made $10 million trading last year. I could get it third-party audited. I could get it certified. It's bona fide. It's real. It's backed up. I still can't hold that out in front of you and say, look what I did, because that implies that you could do the same, and you just can't. So there is no such thing as earnings claims, okay? And then last but not least, no investment recommendations. I get that sometimes as well. You know, what do you think is a good dividend stock right now? What is a good real estate investment trust? Those are investment recommendations. We can't give those either. Okay, so we like to refer to my program here. My mantra is that I am the anti-guru guru. This is the place where we get no guarantees for your subscription dollars. Guys, all you're getting with your subscription is the data feed, live chat room access, and trading education only. We do not provide investment advice or cancel. Now, you may say, Scott, that is a horrible, horrible pitch for your subscription service, but it's real. And this is the law, and this is what every person out there in the investment education world today should be saying, but doesn't. So, there it is. Hope that helps.